like I was in the army, so I was out of the army, and then going to London, studying at the book, and it was like a weird phase. And I worked in a bookstore, and I loved it. It was awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah.
You knew that, right?
I did, but I didn't know the story.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, there were some like famous authors that came. Christopher Poloni came.
Ooh.
When his coloring book for Aragon came out.
I did not know that Aragon had coloring books.
Like this tall. He's tiny. He's so small.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was very like not shocked, but like whoa.
Yeah.
So small. And I was like, it was really funny though, because I was like, I remember when I was a teenager reading, or like middle school reading his book Aragon, and I was like, I remember hearing about how you made chainmail out of paper clips, and like I made a little square out of paper clips and gave up. But like, I just remember being heavily influenced by him, and then meeting him as like an adult and being like, oh, you're so small, cute.
I remember being young and like, you know, I was already wanting to be a writer, and then I kept getting told by people like, oh, you know that there's somebody who came out with a book and he's 15 and he, you know, and then I know, and I just remember being like, oh, I can. By the time I'm 15, I'll surely have like a book done.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
And I remember reading it and then being like, it's not that good.
Yeah.
He's clearly ripping off of Lord of the Rings, but then also devouring.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, it's whatever, but like,
it's not.
All right, I'm live so in case anybody doesn't want to say anything weird, I will turn it off.
I can't guarantee that.
No, I meant about your personal life. You can say whatever weird shit you want about the book.
I'm not consenting.
But I will finish the live once you finish the book, so that like if we want to just continue talking. And then for anyone who's live, we're discussing Katabasis by R.F. Kuang. And there's other people here with me. I'm not just talking to myself, I swear. Okay, so first I just want to go around and everyone, like from 1 to 5 ratings. Actually, not everyone finished it. So in general, what were your thoughts in general? Let's start off with somebody who did it.
Yeah, so I'm only, like I said, a third of the way through.
Yeah.
I want to run it. I started it this week and I was sick, and so I'm making excuses. But I'm really enjoying. I think she has pretty distinct voices, which I think is pretty interesting. And I do think her writing is. I don't know. At times the writing is really strong. And at times I feel like it kind of ebbs and flows a little bit for me. And I felt the same way when I was reading Babel. Mm-hmm. There were times where I was like, wow, this is beautiful. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, it got weak. So I don't know. That to me, I can kind of already feel the same thing going on.
I feel exactly the same way.
But I think, like I said, not very far into it, something that I am curious about is, again, harkening back to Babel. If Babel and this, if they're related, because Babel took place in Oxford in like late 1800s, I think. Mm. And then this one's Cambridge.
In the 80s.
Is it 80s?
I checked the 80s because she said that at some point there's a line that the year that Alice got into Cambridge is the first year that one of the colleges opened it to the women. I literally Googled. What year did it was whatever how you pronounce it, whatever college, and so I literally Googled it. What year? So it was 1980s that she went in.
So I'm just curious, and then also Babel was magic, but it was like a different kind of magic, right? And then this one is.
Oh, it might be the same world.
So I'm just wondering if it's like the same, because they're both the same as in like it's the normal world, albeit a different era.
Yeah, like classical realism.
Yeah, or
fantastical realism is what I meant.
Yeah, or like. Did I say horror?
No, you said historical.
Okay,
you said historical.
So I'm just wondering if like it's supposed to be the same world, or if it's just similar vibes.
That's interesting.
And if it's like each university has a different
similar.
I don't think
they were connected. Yeah, I don't think they were connected. Because that doesn't even occur to me personally. I thought that they were similar, but they didn't feel like the same world. If that makes sense.
But then I was curious if that's because they were like 100 years apart.
Yeah, that's very fair.
But I also had just read Babel like 2 months ago, so it's fresh in my mind.
I read it like 4 years ago.
Yeah, when it came out, I'm way behind. Anyway, So those are my thoughts. Not knowing. Oh, also I do think that I'm again not very far, but her idea of like hell and the way that like the spirits of the deceased.
Oh, like the shades.
Yeah, like how it's interesting. It's an interesting take.
Yeah.
And then I do like all of her references to again mythology or classic literature or classic like philosophy even of like what happens after death or the whatever. I do find it interesting in how she kind of like twists it to be like, oh, it's actually academic. It's not like theory or art or whatever. It's actually they actually went visit these places and these were their hypotheses and these are their. So I think it's really cool. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now.
Okay.
Yeah. I have like maybe a quarter left.
But these are just, overall thoughts.
Yeah, just overall thoughts. I think it's a really cool concept, and I really liked the idea. I think I got kind of bogged down in all of the academia,
Like the theories and
like
stuff.
the theories and the philosophies and the. So I don't know, that kind of took away some parts for me. I thought it was really cool, and I agree, like the mythology and like all of the historical references were really cool. I also thought it was really interesting her conception of hell. Like it definitely seems, maybe they get into this later, but it definitely seems like this is a hell geared towards
Academia.
us. Like
Yeah.
Right.
I had these thoughts like throughout. I was like, is this her hell? Like, is this their hell? Like, or is this just hell in general? Like,
I did wonder if it was like if it like alters between who is there. I
Well, I could be wrong because I thought she said. I mean, I do remember when she looked up and it was like an inverse of Cambridge, and I think she did say that hell is a reflection of the person, so hell will look different for each person. Because, like you were saying, it's going to be what would you call them again?
Yeah.
I guess.
FMC is female main character.
Yeah. I'm sure you're right.
My friend Alicia, who is also in the book club, says that her thoughts is that it's very pretentious and the FMC is insufferable.
Yep. 100% agree. You nailed it. She read 10 pages. It's just like she's pretentious.
I have thoughts about the likable thought, and I'll ask the questions about it in a second. But I actually will keep that. But that is that.
She's not a girl's girl.
But that is the point of the. I don't know. I was gonna the non-girls. I was gonna ask the two of you. Do you mind spoilers or not spoilers? Okay, because there's just like some things. But let's first get in like what general thoughts, and then if you guys don't mind spoilers, then I'll ask more pointed questions about that kind of things. What do you? I know that you're not even 10% in, but do you have any thoughts so far? Pretentious.
Like I really hate this.
She's like, I can't believe we're reading this book right now. So I will say it doesn't pick. It'll pick up at page 250. 250 is when it'll pick up.
Oh, really?
I think you told her to go to 250.
Get all the way there. I'm not there.
Yes. Okay. How about you? I know you also did not.
Yeah, no, I was very disappointed with it. So I agree with Megan. It was such an awesome concept. And it was so interesting, like to read the synopsis. Like, oh, they're going to hell. This is going to be so incredible. But to quote the Goodreads 1-star review, I was telling everybody that I am an avid reader of 1-star reviews.
I am too. I read the top and the bottom.
Yeah,
I read the threes.
No matter.
They're my favorite.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Top, bottom.
In the 30th edition, they chose a really interesting quote.
What is it?
It was at the beginning of the book. I thought it was going to be pretty good because that was an interesting quote.
It is an interesting quote. Yeah.
But then I was like,
My friend Alicia says that I am lying that it doesn't pick up at all.
Oh, damn.
So
This review said,
I feel like it picks up, but like Alicia says
I
it
agree
doesn't.
with her. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It's the
Okay.
same. It's like, so here's the review.
I wonder if it's because that's kind of hell.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the one for
Sorry.
review. Journey to Hell should be this boring. And I 100% agree with that because, okay, so the first 50 pages, I was locked in. was like, this is really cool.
Because
This
it
is
starts
interesting.
off like
We've got
immediate, yeah.
rivals that's essentially going to be like enemies to lovers type of thing. Then we have this like nasty ass professor that probably everyone like encountered in their lives at some point. So like there's always that one person like, okay, so there's gonna be this internal struggle. It's gonna be like your teacher's pet versus like super genius little dude.
Little dude.
And then I laughed. I literally like saved a couple of pages and I was like, I really like these quotes. I laughed at the pizza butt.
Oh
That
yeah,
thing was
the
funny.
pizza butt.
And then from there, it went downhill for me because it was just so many concepts that went over my head because like one I couldn't check the fact checking to begin with, like is this her creation or is she actually quoting people? Because,
She
like,
said in an interview it was like a lot of
right,
real
so that
story,
is
yeah.
kind of weird for me. Like a lot of these concepts were partially true but partially like made up.
Yeah.
And then like the language was just so it was taking her 700 pages to describe the river, which is how she writes.
Right,
Yeah.
but she comes across as like, and I felt the same. I haven't read the Poppy Wars. I've only read Babel, and now I'm part of this.
I have the Poppy Wars, but I haven't read it.
But I agree with you because I feel like she has potential to be really good if she would just like
Condense.
cut.
Condense it.
Because she's that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes it's really good, but I'm like, you're trying so hard.
Yeah. I feel like her editors probably don't, other than like Brandon. I feel like they
Well,
don't.
I didn't edit any of that.
Also, sometimes though they're like, oh, this is brilliant. Yeah, it's more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is that kind of pretentious.
Yeah.
And it also felt like she was kind of like, look, I am smart. And I'm smarter than you with these concepts. And I'm just like, okay. So I finally gave up on reading and I started listening to the audiobook. And it was so much easier for me because half of the concepts just like went over my head. And I was like, I'm not coming back to them because they don't mean anything. The problem that I had with it, there's no magic. Like pretty much zero magic. Alice doesn't do shit the whole book. Like she's like, oh, she's so amazing, blah blah blah. She doesn't do shit. Her character progression like didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Like towards the end, she does some things, but I feel like there could have been so much more to it than what happened. And it's kind of like the last pages were so mid. They're so anticlimactic in the way how she resolved all of that stuff with Professor Grimes and everything else. I was just like, I kind of wished, not to spoil things, but like Peter and her would have found the way out of hell by themselves instead of like having crutches.
Yeah, they did have.
initially.
I was gonna. Let me read what they said, and then I will. Let me read what people said, and then I will kind of spoil for the people who didn't read it. I'll spoil what happened so that we can have like a more discussion about it. Okay. So some comments. That Alicia said it was boring. That's why I was getting cozy vibes because of how boring it was. Somebody else. Somebody else says the book is like me. It doesn't pick up for a while, but when it does, it floors you. But I don't know if you actually read it or just saying that. Alicia asked if all of her books are like this because she'll be an instant never read again for me. She's constantly trying to seem like the author was better than us for knowing so much. Like, we get it, you're smart, shut up and find your professor.
I think she went to Oxford.
She did went to one of those.
So the
Oxford or
fun thing to me
Cambridge.
is that this whole thing is a metaphor for the grad school. That's all
Yeah,
there is.
yeah.
That's all there is. Grad school is
Look how
hell.
hard grad school is.
So
Okay.
I have a theory as to why the first part of the book is written the way it is, and in order for me to do that, I have to spoil a huge part of the book. Okay.
Yeah, what are your
Oh,
thoughts?
my
Every
thoughts.
year's.
Okay, my thoughts on this is that I also was very confused as to why the structure at first was very like theoretical, but I kind of wanted to trust that it was gonna like go somewhere. And I found that it picked up because I found that like the character was unlikable from the beginning, and for me it slowly started making sense why she was unlikable, and then the way that she like not the dissolves is not the word I'm looking for as a person.
Results?
Like the way that she like deteriorates, not literally, but like as a person, like
Oh.
she like
Like has a breakdown.
yeah, she has like a she crashes out essentially, and like the progression of her crash out for me was
She
interesting.
wasn't crashing out at the beginning.
Well, she was,
So
but that's
the
what I'm
fourth
saying.
book was
Progressive.
so annoying because she was like gassing at everything. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
She was like, no, but I didn't do this. And I was like, shut
The narrator was the voice was bad.
Sometimes if you have a bad narrator, it literally
American
ruins the
accent.
whole book for you.
Yeah, the American accent was funny.
But that's why for me it was like I kind of liked the fact that she was unlikable, and I liked finding out why she was unlikable, and I liked kind of like that internal struggle. Now, as far as the quick spoilers to things as to why I think it was written the way that it was written, if you watched. So spoiler, cover your ears if you don't want to hear it. But
Cover your ears.
there it is uncovered that there's like hints throughout the book that she and Grimes took a trip somewhere, and it was like this big academic trip, and it was awesome.
Egypt, right?
No, it was Italy.
Sorry. Different one.
And it is uncovered at some point that during the trip several things happened. One is that he experimented a pentagram on her that made it so she couldn't forget anything, but told her she couldn't say anything because they hadn't gone through the proper testing, so she had to keep it to herself. And he also tried to sleep with her, and she rejected him, and that was his whole thing.
Okay, I feel like I can see that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so that's the audiobook scene where
he's
the
like
gases are
gasping.
happening.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
So
So I won't.
don't listen to it.
I want to play. I want to
Yeah.
play a little.
I do want to hear it at some point. So my theory as to why the book at the beginning is written, besides the fact that the author just wanted to show that she knew all these things, is because I think that that's how her brain works. Now that she can't forget theories, like in a way, it's like that her brain, because she keeps saying that like if she doesn't structure her thoughts, then everything goes crazy because she's seeing and remembering too many things at once. Like the human brain is not meant to retain everything; it's meant to forget details that are not important. And so she has like things that she tells herself that are like organized in order to keep her thoughts organized. So my theory is that it's written in the way that it's written because that is her like thinking very like that. And as she like what word did we decide to do on? Not dissolves as the person breaks down like as her like mental fortitude breaks down, so does like the structure of the writing. That's my theory. But thank you. I don't know if I'm giving the author too much credit or I'm like,
That's a really theory, but I think
sorry.
I have noticed lately, and that's why I was like, oh, the cozy. Whoever said cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alicia
So
did.
I've noticed that there seems to be a very popular trope of curmudgeon-y woman with like kind of like I'm smart but so nice guy. Like I'm thinking of a lot of cozy fantasies. This obviously thinking of Emily Wilde, which I do love.
It was so boring at the beginning and so slow. I almost DNF'd it.
But
like, this is
I
bad.
ended up
was
really
like, this is my
liking
favorite book.
I know. That's what I thought.
It
And I ended up
was
really
so
liking it. But I like their dynamic was better. But I felt like
Immediate. There was a dynamic immediate. Here it was like
and she was still likable because she
was
tried.
like
No, but she's meant to be unlikable.
But
Like
get it, but you
she's
still have to like.
she's like
we
truly
have to understand. Like
yeah.
I don't think her reasons were justifiable.
I think the
she
whole
did
thing
and
was
how
supposed
she
to be
acted.
like how horrible because the professor pits them against, like they eventually do talk, and it's eventually realized that Professor Grimes told them each one like that, like
I'm asking for a spoiler. Is she like holding some torch for him?
for who?
What's his name?
Peter.
Peter.
So okay, so they had like a little thing, and then so they had like a little thing, but they never get dated, but they had like a connection, and then in her point of view, he suddenly like stopped, and then he actually caught him, her, and Grimes, but didn't see when she rejected him, and then she overhears him tell somebody that like, oh yeah, Alice, well you know Alice, you know what she does, like type of thing. So she hates him for it, but in his point of view, he has Crohn's disease, and so that's why he misses so many things, and that's why he's like so anemic.
Well,
looking.
here's
the
my
whole
thing.
thing childish because
I was
like
gonna say there's supposed to be these like what are they in their doctorate degrees?
Doctorate,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they're like against each other, and also Peter hiding his disease as if he's like gonna like people would call him disabled. Like fuck, like
Yeah. Well, they did.
Um,
They did as a kid.
yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
it's like still he was literally ghosting everybody in
Yes.
college because he was like, oh, my tummy hurts. But it's like, sorry, no, that's not true.
My tummy hurts.
It's really serious, but it's not like it's. Well, I guess maybe in the 80s it was a big deal to admit to that.
I will-
Now it's like, yeah, people have that.
I would say knowing when this happened helped a lot. I feel like she should have made it more obvious
It
rather
was
than
not
like
obvious at all.
there was like little hints, like oh, like Alice at some point, like oh, I love the Beatles, and I was like,
I think she also was talking
he
about like
eat
the
lemon
feminism wave and everything. So.
was because he was in remission. They took out part of his colon.
So okay, but here's my thing about unlikable characters.
Sorry, Alicia says, as someone with Crohn's, also the death chapter on Crohn's was unnecessary. Is what she says.
I feel like that's like someone a writer who's trying to like include something that they don't have personal experience with. It always comes off a little not right. Anyway, but I don't think that like yes, you can have a main character be unlikable, but or like she can be meant to be unlikable,
Yeah.
but you have to give her something for the if she's gonna be your narrator and you're in her head, you have to give her something that the audience can like connect with.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right, something that's like, okay, yeah, you're kind of breathed everywhere, you're kind of nice, but like, there has to be a reason behind it, or something that we can empathize with. But like with her, I'm just like, you're being rude, you're being insecure.
Yeah.
It seems like the only motivation was just to be the best, the smartest,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't, like, I'm super competitive, but like, and I can certainly be insecure, but like,
Yeah.
it doesn't come across that way. It just came across as like, you're just
I picked
a
me.
bitch suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just suck. And Peter's over here, again, I'm not very far, but Peter's over here, like, terrified of heights and willing
I
to
totally
freeze,
forgot about that.
Yeah.
willing
So
to
much
freeze
there.
to death. And he's like saying, oh yeah, you might be right about this theory. And you know what I mean? He's like giving you
Trying.
He's more
trying,
human.
and you're
Still,
over
and
here
she's
like
Yeah.
you got that scholarship.
and you're over here like second, like, oh, he doesn't really mean it, or whatever the stupid, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, if you're gonna have, you can have an unlikable character. You have,
Yeah.
she's your narrator. Your audience has to connect somehow or
yeah.
feel some sort of something.
Yeah.
And I don't know that was achieved, or at least not yet in the
Yeah.
first quarter of the book.
I think we're supposed to. I'm not saying, and I'll ask you guys if you, especially if you finish it, if you think she ever achieved it. But I believe that what she was trying to make as like that thing that connects you is eventually when you found out like the way that she was treated, like the sexism that she experienced, the decline in her reputation once she turned down Grimes and like
But
that.
make that not
Right,
obvious,
but it
like,
took a long
put some of that in
time
her,
to
like,
get.
in
Yes.
her thoughts or whatever. Or
Yeah,
like,
I feel like it had to be
Yeah.
like from the beginning,
From
kind
the
of, so
beginning.
you have an
Yeah.
idea
Yeah.
of how she's thinking, and not just seeing
It's like,
her
I
as a
feel
like.
like she kind of alluded to it, like she kind of did, but it had like that visceral reaction when they were in Desire, and like she kind of like freaked out.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, something happened. Like clearly something happened. Like that's trauma.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
very
but she
uncomfortable
didn't-
with touch.
but
Yeah.
she didn't have that kind of reaction. Sorry, now you'll know how far I really am not. Is I'm at the point where Peter has woken up with wood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he's the one that's
That
mortified,
seems
and she's the one that's
ridiculous.
like, whatever, stop talking about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know
I
if
thought it is kind of like an avoidant reaction. Like
I guess,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then she could behave that way, but maybe for in her head, you could be a
Yeah,
little
I
bit
agree.
more of
The,
like,
the dialogue
Yes.
should have been a little
that's
more.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because that behavior is asking, do you feel something else inside, right? Maybe not, but there's, I don't know. If she was going to react, I don't know what happens in Desire. If she has to kind of freak out, then you should see a hint of it earlier on when there's like a sexual adjacent encounter. I don't know. But I was also thinking about, I was kind of comparing, sorry, start over. I don't know if any of you read Blood Over Bright Haven. So yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of a comparison to this character. I didn't love it, but a little bit of a comparison between these two, Alice and the main character in Blood of Bright Haven. Because again, it's like I'm in a male-dominated, and I'm an academic, and I need to prove that I'm smart, and I and I'm gonna like kind of hurt everyone around me in order to prove it and to get there. And she's a bit, but she's a little bit more likable. Like you saw more of like her, like, okay, I do feel bad about this, but I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway. Sorry.
I do feel like
Yes.
if the book had
You
been
experienced that earlier on.
if the book had been maybe if the first 250 pages, I'm not joking, that is for me when it starts picking up more. If the 250 pages was
I don't know about
condensed to
Megan.
like a couple chapters, and then the whole book was just and the book was just the second half, and it was her
I agree with
journey,
you. Everything
right?
up to that
And
point is like,
that was because around 250 is when she starts realizing, am I a bad person?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's when they meet somebody in hell who used to be a Cambridge student, who used to be a crime student. She committed suicide, and now, but she wants to get out of hell and like try to see if she can make it back out. And they like kind of betray her in a way. And that was around the time. And then Peter got mad at her, and Peter said once, like, I at least thought you weren't like Grimes, but maybe you're just like him. And that was when she started being like, am I not a good person? So I do feel like if the book had been that, it would have been better. And I'm not the only one who finished it, and I am not cosplaying Steve Jobs.
Hey. I mean, it's a dense book.
I'm kind of annoyed like
Sorry.
throughout the book,
No,
she
what?
continues
You know, it's
to
just a
justify Grimes, and even towards the very end,
Literally the
she's
last
still like,
chapter.
oh, I got praise from him. Like,
Yeah.
at this point, you should have realized how bad you behaved, how bad he behaved. Also, like the chapters where she was talking about, her personal sacrifices and how she didn't eat, she didn't sleep,
Yeah.
blah, blah. That made me really anxious in a way that's like, it's unnecessary, and I'm not feeling anything for you because like you were not a good person. You was like you chose to do this, you chose to follow this path, and you continued to follow Grimes even though you knew how like other people described him. But she was like, I want to be the best. I want
I
to
do
do
feel like
like
from
pick
the
me
off, like,
energy.
it was so intentional. Like,
Oh,
like,
it was,
the authors
for
wanted
sure.
to dislike those elements.
But it's
Yeah.
just, I just didn't see the growth where like I thought she would be like, okay, like everything I've done in the past is
And
wrong.
you're saying like even at the end when she finds she's still like
But it could, but like again, you can make it so that she has unlikable choices and she doesn't think, but like maybe it's like, make a reason that's like, okay, I can kind of get it. Because maybe she's like, I have to be the best because of blah blah blah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Or I have to
It's
be
like
I can do this scrappy stuff now because I'm going to be the best, which means I'll be able to help blah blah blah.
Right, she really wanted to be
Like,
the
what's
best
her
just to be the best.
Right,
Like,
no,
it was peaking the energy the whole time.
in here for like childhood influence.
Yes,
What is
that's
driving
that
her?
was an issue.
Why is she driven to be the best? And also, she poo-pooed all the schools in America. I don't hate them. Rude.
Yeah.
Sure, there's some good magic schools. Anyway, but
There
some good
was
magic schools.
there was a point in
I know it.
in the story where she talks about like I think it was when she was saying that she at some point had also contemplated like suicide or something, or I can't remember exactly what, but she talks about how like her parents would mourn her, and at some point she's like, I realize now that other people have tried to help me, but I dismissed them. I do wish we would have been able to be like, who tried to help you, and who did you dismiss?
And
Yeah,
like maybe
over-
seen that
Yeah.
sprinkled out, and maybe her not realize that was happening.
Right,
we've
but
seen
instead it's
continual,
just
like,
mentioned,
flashbacks.
but we don't even have names of her friends or her like. So I wish I could have seen like, okay, who tried to like maybe you know what would have been nice? Any other woman in the department, like if they would have extended an olive branch to her, and we could have seen that she like,
Oh, it was so bad.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember I was like, that's so sad.
She's like, what do you want?
She's like,
What do you
you're
want
not
out
you
of
like
it?
this. And it's like, why would I help you
She
now?
goes
Like,
to another head department lady who was like, there's got beef with Grimes. Everybody has beef with Grimes. But
Grimes
she's
is not
like,
good.
hey, like, this happened at the lab and I don't know what to do about it because he's been like really like bullying her pretty much. Like he started ignoring her, he started like giving all the
retaliating
things
against
to
the rejection.
yeah. Like giving all the assignments to Peter, and so she goes to this lady and the lady's like, you like brought it upon yourself. Like, did you not know that this was gonna happen? And it's just so like,
she's like, what are you gonna do? Call the police? Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Like, file a complaint?
Yeah, I hate it.
I guess
So-
it was a reflection
Again,
of
though, in
a.
the 80s, I feel like
Well,
That
so
definitely
that professor was somebody who apparently, the professor was apparently somebody who like was pushing for more women's equality.
Okay, so that didn't make sense.
No. But she said that she hated Alice because Alice was the kind of girl that like looked down on anybody who was trying to fight,
Feminist.
you know, and
Okay, but
feminist.
also if you're still a girl's girl, like if you are
Right.
a girl's girl, then you'd be like, hey, I'm gonna help you, but also let me mentor you because
Yeah, I do. You know what would have been better because the professor did say like, what do you want to do? Do you want like I know you don't want me as your mentor because I know you don't respect me, and I was just like, I know,
Which was crazy.
which is
At that point, where I
crazy.
was acting like that, I was like,
Yeah, and then she's like, I know.
coming to her for help.
Yeah, she's like, I know you don't wanna. I know you don't wanna go to the police. I know you don't want to report crimes because I know you don't want to like.
So what's the point of you telling me
Right.
this?
So in a
Yeah,
way,
pretty
I understood that interaction, but I do wish she would have been like, I will go with you. I will blah blah, blah. And for Alice to be like, actually, like I feel like that interaction because by having, despite the fact that what the professor was saying like was true in that like, what do you want to do? You're not giving me any options. I do wish it was like a reinforcement of Alice's belief that there is no such thing as a girl's girl, and I hated that there was no girl's girl, like no true girl's girl except
What's the ghost?
Elspeth.
Elspeth.
Yeah, basically.
Yes, yes.
I also, her again, and her motivation to go to hell was literally, I need to get
That's
back
your
so that
change
you
of
can
opinion.
write me a recommendation.
Right? I mean, it gets a little spicier.
Not like, right. I'm
her actual
Yeah.
reasoning for that, but it's still like,
But
to
also-
me, the way was like explained as
Yeah.
like that.
She wanted revenge.
She got her revenge too.
No,
Right? Which
no,
they
but
also-
no, but she
it's
wanted
just-
she wanted to get him back so that
No,
he.
don't tell her. She's gonna keep reading. Are you gonna give her a reading?
I'm undecided. To be
Okay, I
honest.
won't give you what, but she wanted to get her revenge by still getting the accolades that are given by a Brian student, but also having revenge. Like I won't explain how or why or how she, but that she had a plan to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That part is fun. It's like, okay, girly Bob. Like,
That
you're definitely crashing out over here.
Yeah.
That's
That made
fine.
me like her a little bit more. I was like, oh, okay, she has a little evil streak in
I
her.
don't think Peter liked her after that. He was like,
But Peter.
oh no.
He still sacrificed himself for her.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
Peter's the one redeeming
No, you're fine.
Okay.
But Peter also, his plan is also not very
He's playing shit.
ethical.
Oh, I don't know what his plan is, but I
His-
can tell it's a bit shady. Or not shady, but like there's something else going on.
It's funny because both of their motivation is motivation of guilt and lack of self-worth.
How is Peter's character?
Peter's character is somebody who like appears to be very charming and eccentric, but he's also very like
Golden boy. Like,
yeah.
genius.
He's genius. Everything kind of comes easy
Is
for
he
him.
as nice as he?
Yeah, he is.
The only like
Yeah, he seems genuine.
Crohn's
Yeah.
disease is what like just made him be flaky. It's better because he's just hiding from people.
Okay.
Yeah, Alicia also liked Peter significantly more than Alice.
He's like the one thing that I'm so reading it
Yeah.
for.
The only character I like was Archimedes, the cat.
The cat.
Archimedes?
The cat.
That's my favorite.
I've
There's
never
that.
seen The Sword in the Stone.
At one point,
The
there's a
Disney
cat.
movie. Okay. Sorry. Every time anyone says Archimedes, I think of the owl Archimedes from
Oh.
Sword in the Stone.
That's funny.
The cat. And I like the Elspeth character.
I do love her.
Elspeth, yeah.
Yeah.
She was like the most realistic. Like
That's adequate.
Oh,
I
just
met the cat.
You just met the cat?
That's
The
right.
cat is gonna be
And
there.
they're like, is he dead or is he not? And then they're talking about how he can come between worlds. Or come between schools. Okay. Alright.
No, yeah. The other student character was more realistic because she was a real human being with regrets and everything, but she was also really smart.
if she gained that perspective,
Right.
from
She had been
and like being separated from it in hindsight.
well, everything. All her motivations currently were in hindsight. Like she, in hindsight, didn't wish that she hadn't done what she did. In hindsight, she So yeah, you are right in that regard. But yeah.
I'm still bummed about the magic system because it sounded so appealing, and then there's practically no magic, just like
We
philosophical
found out that
theories.
the chalk doesn't work. I was like,
The what? The what?
Right? When they were like the chalk doesn't
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
I mean, they find a way around it, but I was like, what are we doing?
yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we don't have magic. We're in hell and we don't have magic.
Yeah.
We don't have a plan. We don't know how to find the guy. Like,
Okay.
I did enjoy the scene when Elspeth realized they tried to do the liar's pentagram on her. That scene was fun. That's when I think the book picked up. Like that is the moment that for me
see
the
that,
book
yeah.
picked up
I can
its
see
speed.
that.
Because that was the moment again that Peter was like, it was your plan, you're a shit person, I don't like you. And Alice was like, do you think I'm a bad person? And it's like, yes, you are. Yeah. He's like, well, Peter was like, we're done here. Like, I don't want to be around you. Like, you go that way, I go that way. Like, fuck off. Like, that's like, I'm saying, like, literally, if that part of the book had been
At the beginning,
no, like towards the towards like the end of Act 1, this book would have been very
Right,
good.
because I feel like where I'm right now, about a quarter of the way in, might be a good point for there to be like.
that's when I started feeling really
Yes.
bored. Like,
I
I'm
think that's another
50
reason why I'm dragging my
pages.
feet.
I was like, I love it. This is so cool.
Yeah.
And then these theories are too much. They're going all over my head. And then like, okay, what am I gonna do with all this? Like, hell makes no sense to begin with. All right, and then like Elspeth happened. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, something is brewing.
Yeah.
We have creepies, like evil people out there, like Elspeth chilling on the boat somehow. Like things are happening, and then things went downhill again.
Yeah.
And then all the chapters with Gladys made no sense. Like towards the end, where
Yes,
they
yes, yes,
travel
you're right.
from port to port.
It's like a fever dream.
Like
Like, I'm in the middle of that right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what?
Yeah,
Like, I was like, I should have ended when
the Citadel made absolutely no sense.
So the Citadel was another way for her to ask the question about like what is sin and what is life and what is.
Oh no, I get that, but like
but
the
I do
theories
feel like
and people arguing about concepts that just like they don't
Yeah.
lead to anything. That is my problem. They were there just to be there.
I just have to like if that scene had happened like midway, like
Yeah.
the midway point, I think we would have been good. Like I don't know, I just think that
Yeah.
would have been way better timing.
yeah, it was the
Because now I'm
pacing.
fatigued, like I'm tired
Yeah.
of reading this.
Like,
all
I
these things
think-
have happened.
Do authors get paid per word now?
No.
Like
back in Dickens'
because
day.
that's how I feel. Like
Yeah.
lately, they're just dragging it to like 600.
I just think for whatever reason, editors are not editing the popular authors. Like nobody's sitting down and being like,
Was she so?
no. At some point, she was an indie, but not for this one.
Well, no, because I know Poppy War
and Babel were
Those
too
came
popular
out-
for her to be like.
They came out a
Yeah.
while ago, and those were traditionally published. Are you okay?
Yeah, are you fine?
I got nachos stuck.
Oh no!
I
Are you
watched
good?
you inhale it.
Oh no!
Um,
Like the matcha powder. Oh, that's the worst.
I'm literally crying.
I know. You cry very pretty though.
Thank you.
wait, hold on. Okay, Harper, I was just trying to see the publisher.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Felt like the editing of this book felt bad. Felt like you needed more. I feel like it would have been great to have seen their first theories of describing how they think hell looks like. Would have been great as an exposition into how their brain works. And we didn't need many other theories after that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that one would have been a great way to be like, okay, look, they're academic. That's how their brain is working. You know what I mean?
Flashbacks.
Oh, yes,
discussing
flashbacks, yeah.
theories in class, and then they come here and they're
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
well, we talked about that, but that's clearly not the
Yeah.
case. It's clearly this. And then move on.
Yeah, but they did have flashbacks, but I'm saying it's like
Right,
it
but I'm
happened
saying that
too late. Like,
okay.
it needed to happen, like,
Probably flashbacks, I don't know. Okay.
it needed to, like, all those flashbacks of, like, all the things that made them human and academic, where, like, it showed, yes, they're smart people, we understood that, but they're also human. All of that happened the last 200 pages.
I'm being also honest now. When they flash back now, I skin.
Thank you.
Because I'm like, I want to get move on and tell. I don't feel bad.
Thank you, Alicia. She's telling everyone where to find my book club.
Where to find your book?
Club.
Oh.
Club. Not the book. I didn't write this.
What did you do?
I did not write Katabasis. Can you imagine the author? And it's me.
Right, you're hiding.
I know.
Your
This is my,
identity.
yeah, this is my my.
And we're like
pen
ripping it
yeah,
apart.
I'm over here crying. Guys, I thought it was good. The author is great.
Like a subtle
I thought
note.
he was smart.
I mean,
Just been thinking about it.
but I thought there's a reason she wrote it like that.
No, that's hilarious. So, okay, so do you? So I guess like you guys did not think that their reasons for being in hell justified
Well, I don't
anything.
Well, I don't
like
know her full reason. I don't really know Peter's reason. So you can tell me. Honestly, just tell me.
Peter's reason is. Where are you in
Wait,
the
what
book?
did
She's
you
reading.
read?
One of our people is reading the book.
I'm on chapter 5.
She's in chapter 5.
Wow, you're right.
Yeah, you're really fast. Oh, you're like.
I'm like not interested from this way.
That's what I do on all the class.
I'm not interested.
Oh,
That's what I do with the theories.
She's trying before she buys.
I'm just. Is there more wood?
Yes,
That's what I
yes.
was talking about. Those,
Peter has morning wood.
also, that came out of, I was
Is
like,
that early in the book? Okay, no wonder I forgot.
yeah, I'm really only like that far.
There's the question of intellectual
little bit
stimulation versus entertainment through storytelling with intelligence. Yeah, like at some point, when was it too intelligent and like not enough storytelling?
But there's
You know.
also, like, there are, I'm trying to think of some, but my mind's blank. There are novels that are highly intelligent
Yeah.
and intellectual and not intellectual, but like have theory and stuff.
Mhm.
They're also entertaining and aren't like. I think the problem is it feels like it comes back to pretension. It
Yeah.
feels a little bit like. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Not full of itself, but
Yeah, very.
it's self-praising in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I think like I'm trying to think of a book that's like, and I'm sure it'll be more like a classic work that I'm thinking of, but there's plenty of books. Or even like I don't know that like Madeline, what's her name, who wrote Cersei and
Oh, Cersei's so
That's a good
good.
example.
and like she's
That's mythology too.
Exactly.
Oh, that's in my TBR.
great. And granted, it's not like about academics talking about mythology, but it's still an intellectual. The Kiwi or what's the other one?
It's all
That's all
So
I'm
Song of
gonna
the
say.
Furies,
Those-
yeah.
like,
That's the same author, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Also my
Madeline
TBR.
Highly recommend.
Madeline Miller. I think you're right. Madeline Miller. Like
That's Rebecca Ross' favorite books.
That's me. That's why I've heard of it. Rebecca Ross is a smart.
She had like the writers.
She's incredible.
So those, but like those were comparable characters, sort of, not really, but they on a way.
Iris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the way
they're
that
smart.
they're,
Yeah.
they're smart and they have a competition with each other,
Yeah.
and they in a way descend into hell because they're working against when the gods and all that stuff or whatever. So,
Yeah.
like, and that doesn't come off as like self-aggrandizing. Or, like,
Yeah.
look how much I know about all the different theories of mythology
Right.
and hell and all the different.
I think
things.
just like, is it the setting of being that they are in academia? Like, is it just genre?
No, because I love
No.
like,
I love academia stories, but they're not
like-
always like this.
like
Okay.
the
Yeah, like-
really famous classic dark academia ones.
Well,
that everyone reads.
recently I read Arcana Academy, and they're also with magic, and they do tarot cards, and like, and they have like smart characters, but it's not. It's entertaining. Like it's way more entertaining. Like it's not, you know.
Recently, I don't know if you've read it, but by something Islington, Justin. It's
While you look it up, I'm gonna say. Alicia says. Oh, I just lost her comment. Hold on. She says, "Oh, giving up half your remaining life to keep your professor as a goo pet is so crazy."
It's crazy.
Even out of
Yes,
like even
Even out of guilt, yeah.
15 more years.
that's.
Like that's
I would be like,
different.
and I
Okay,
also
yes.
feel like
Next.
that
Will
would
of
have
the
been
Many.
terrifying. The
Oh, Will of the
The
Many.
Will of the Many.
The Will of the Many.
James Islington.
So I heard like really different reviews.
I really
About that
enjoyed
one.
it. Now it's not really sci-fi, but it kind of is.
Mhm. It's
But
on
it's
my
more
TBR.
magic. I really enjoyed it. but that is a book where they are the smartest of the smartest.
Yeah.
They go to an academy, and it's almost like they kind of compete against each other, and there's like, you know, some people might die and stuff. But it is that.
Are you looking? Is that
Live-
the,
live reactions.
Is that the pizza butt?
Oh, the pizza butt. Yes. I laughed at that.
That's a
but
pizza
whatever.
butt.
It doesn't mean anything.
But that's another example of like it's academic. They're really smart characters. There's competition. There's politics. Like that one's like a bigger.
Yeah.
But like, and it has magic.
It's not
Sort of. Right, and it's not pretentious at all. It comes off like clearly the author's intelligent. Like if you can write this, you're intelligent. You don't need to prove it to us.
Right.
I love academia. Like academia stories are one of my favorite settings of stories. Like I aspire to write academia one day.
If we were villains.
Yeah, like I just love that. I think it's you have like academia in any way gives it so that you have like great dynamics, great stakes, great characters, great all these things. But I do agree. I've never read one where I felt like the author just got so excited that she researched so much that she wanted to put everything she learned into it. And at that point, it's just kind of like,
I feel like it gave me some vibes. It's like the Atlas 6 almost.
We just
oh,
discussed
yeah,
that.
that's six.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like that.
Yeah, no, we didn't like it
I
either.
didn't want to try to integrate all this.
All the things, yeah.
So me, it's not that she researched. Okay, to be honest, I was like, it didn't feel to me like she researched to death. I was like, look at all this stuff. It felt to me that I was like, you got the most superficial Google death, and what like I knew this. I was reading about Greek mythology, and like I knew about the whatever his name is, whatever.
Oh, Dante Inferno, yeah.
I knew
That's
that
college
stuff when I-
literature.
Right, I knew that's
High school,
middle
yeah, like
school.
literal high school
And I'm
literature.
like, I don't feel like, to me, I was like, it was very surface level. And you didn't do a whole lot of deep research. You like took that and then you're like, let me like twist it and make it. So to me, I was like, it's almost lazy
Yeah.
in a way.
I
And that's
You
why I
mentioned the connection, and I feel like this is something that's been lacking. I know this is not her primary focus, like romance in the first place,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just not done well. I didn't really feel the connection between Peter and her, and it was just
No,
like
no.
even all the way till the end, it's kind of like superficial because we don't really get any kind of interactions prior to that.
Yeah.
Like the only ones is like, oh, we're at the lab, and we're like,
Giggling at each other.
yeah,
more
But they don't really
Yeah, and
describe
suddenly
she
we're
it.
keeps
not.
saying that.
Yeah.
We used to be close.
But they don't
and
really
suddenly we're
full,
not, and
yeah.
it's just like I want like I don't know the glances, the stolen glances.
I got
like,
more-
I don't know.
I got more of the romance vibe.
like playing.
There was
that shit.
There was one chapter in Peter's point of view. One. I got more about their connection in that one chapter than I
Yeah.
did in Alice's entire. Yeah.
I think she's really self-absorbed.
Yeah. I feel like it's like one quick note about the theories and stuff like that. Like if you did look up a lot of theories, I wish that like an easy way to say that is like you know, have you considered I don't know Pythagorean theorem? Like oh no, but have you considered Plato's theory, but like not having to describe it? Like
Right.
you just like say you know like name drop. Yeah.
I don't care.
But it just, again, it just, you know, that I'm like, you're not doing these like deep pulls.
Yeah.
It's literally like, okay,
We don't need to
you
know
Googled
it.
it,
Yeah.
it was the first 4 hits that came out.
Of what? Which one?
Peter's perspective.
Toward the very no.
Now that you said it, it's crazy that we only get like that one.
I'll tell you. Hold on.
About the voice.
I will tell you. Hold
That
on.
one little glimpse of Peter. I feel like maybe.
Oh my god, I opened it
if
right.
we had- if
Oh my
we
god,
had
I
his
opened it at the
POV,
end of this chapter straight up.
Nice.
That is crazy. Hold on, I'll tell you
I feel
what.
like if we had his POV,
More,
maybe the
yeah.
story would have changed. Because again, for some reason, like the hell Cambridge being a reflection of Alice's hell, why is it not reflected differently for Peter? Or is Cambridge also helping him?
22. Chapter 22 is the one and
Or
only.
maybe it,
For mine is 335.
I think it also said something about, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't also, maybe it's not so much about a reflection of their hell, but it's where they died.
I think it
Where
did
they
say.
enter.
I think it did say that it's a reflection of like versus whatever
What their hell is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
But
interesting
I
because
mean, they're both, I guess, academic.
But it didn't feel like Peter hated Cambridge as much because he had a completely different experience being male,
Yeah.
which was,
and rich, and
And
both his parents were
So-
academia people from Oxford, so he had connections
or like
already.
a pentagram because
Yeah.
they entered through pentagram together, and it was Alice's pentagram.
He
Yeah.
seemed to really like the library. But
The library was
Oh
cool.
yeah, he was like, oh look at these people.
the only thing that would have been helpful for him was having to stay. But he didn't seem to be like. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry. Somebody said hi to me, so I said hi back.
I thought you were like, look at my nails.
No, that too. Every time I have nails like this, I'm just like, wow, guys, I
You
just
like pick
think
everything up.
that like. So can we talk about the book right here?
need
Have you
something.
guys
No, you gotta
Like,
ace some more.
yeah, like, oh yes. When I think about this
I hate
book,
it.
it's like
Yeah,
the worst.
some more.
I hate it. It's not what I hate when they whisper.
The whisper makes me
Who's talking?
They're
like,
whispers.
Like, stop whispering.
Victor and hi Juju.
So I read it here off topic, but apparently it works for certain people. Like ASMR works for certain people and doesn't work for others because of how the brains are wired. For some people, it feels like really pleasant and really nice, and for others, it's like
Great.
please stop.
My
I'm in the
only-
please stop kind
My
of
only
category.
ASMR that I like, I don't know if you guys have seen people like play with like crunchy
I don't
goo.
like
I don't like any.
The one that I found one.
Crunchy goo.
No, her child. The one I like is her how she does wood soup. It's like wood little blocks, with a wooden spoon, and,
Oh,
it's
and
wood,
then- and
and
it-
she like makes, and it's kind of like
Yes,
But,
I
like,
know what you're
that
talking
one.
about.
I'm like, I can get on board with this. That's the only one.
Yeah.
I can do like
You
the
don't like this
woodworking,
one?
like the sound of woodworking.
Yeah.
That's good.
You don't like this one?
No, well, it's more
I feel like
more
this
that
is
it's just
nice.
so everyone does
It's
it.
everywhere.
And
Like,
I'm
look
like,
at this.
Oh, I feel like an influencer. Like, guys, so
Yeah.
today we're discussing Katabasis.
I get it
And
feels
it's-
good when you're doing it yourself.
Yeah.
It's also not necessary. It doesn't do anything.
It's not
So, like,
drawing
you
my
do it on
attention.
the
Yeah.
object, but it doesn't like
It's not drawing my
anything.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's test out this night cream.
that, and I'm over everyone being like such and such era. I mean, my first era. I'm like, and I'm also over the whole like girly, like purple black girly. And I'm like,
Wait, but what if I'm in my Katabasis academia era?
you're in your Katabasis girly. I'm in my
Yeah.
Katabasis girly era.
I am. I mean, look at how I'm dressed.
I'm an
for God's
academic
sake.
girly. It's just
Somebody told me I look like Steve Jobs, so I must be in
that's
my
fair.
academia era.
It's just that I think for me it's that it's overused. Because believe
I
me, I used to be like, oh, I'm in my Hilda era, or
Can you
Yeah,
figure
I'm
out which chapter was the
girly. Now I'm
the lab scene? So
Now
we
y'all
could
sound
listen to
dumb.
a
Grimes.
Yeah, it's towards the end. So we can listen to some
Okay,
gasps.
I'm near.
Oh, are we gonna hear the?
Yes.
What do y'all think of this author in general? Have you read her other books?
Well, I read that.
Oh,
one.
I can't Steve Jobs.
Like, it's
Kind of
very
the same
similar.
thing.
Thank you so much, Sandy.
Also,
But I like it better. I'm not gonna lie. Like I find it.
Oh my god, I literally opened also straight soon. What is happening?
I
Somebody
did
give me
read Poppy
a
Wars.
lottery ticket right now.
Babel's the
Everyone
same
says the Poppy
concept.
Wars are amazing. I have the first volume, but I still
I've
haven't
read
read
that too. Because Babel's a similar concept, whereas it's like magic in the real world academic.
I
it.
literally-
Chapter. I need a chapter.
Yeah,
It's
I literally opened to it and then I decided to find the
that's
scene
so
myself.
funny.
But I found the same thing where I was like, you're really like
20.
Chapter 20. Yeah.
trying to be a
That is where they're in the lab, right?
excellent writer.
Yeah, that's when that
You
happens.
have potential if you just like don't try so hard.
Yeah.
Like clearly talented writer.
So,
Like, trying to feel like
we're gonna listen to the audiobook version of the
There we go.
grind scene because apparently the narrator does a interesting job of it. That's chapter 20.
that's true. Well, like I said, she went
Did
to
you
Oxford.
read the whole thing? Or?
Alicia did finish it, but she read it with her fiance now. Oh, I know. They like read it together, or like he read it to her, and it was really cute. I know. You should have had him. You should have recorded him reading it to you.
That'd be fun.
It would have been like a cute little thing. magic
Sorry.
through intellect. Possibly it's self-reflection.
But it's
Possibly.
kind of the same thing.
We
I
switched
found
off reading it
Babel
together.
was, like,
That's cute. That's
there were
cute.
strong points and there were weak points, and then it kind of drudged on, and then I thought the ending was really weak for Babel, and I was like, it didn't. I was like, we went through all this, and I also found again like ups and downs.
Yeah,
and this
everyone
time I'm
was
like, you don't need to go
praising
on
that
and on.
book like crazy, and I was
Babel-
so stoked, and I was like, ooh, this is gonna be really
You know-
fun. Again, the concept
Yeah.
is so amazing, but it's just like
I haven't read Babel has been in my TBR for ages, and because of the same thing. Like I keep hearing from some people that they love it, and then from others that they're like it was. So I'm like I'm so confused as to what people think, and then you go on like Goodreads or Fable or any of that, and you can't find anyone speaking as to what the book is about, and you're just like, what did
Well,
you
if you-
think of it?
If you
Like what?
talk about what it's about, you said you can't find what it's about.
I mean, I probably could
Well, if you
now,
talk-
but at
yeah,
the
but
time,
it would kind of spoil it
yeah, I
if you
guess.
talk about what it's about too much. But essentially, it's magic.
Kind of like
Is it magic? It's
a
magic.
library
It's
thing.
magic that's like
Library thing.
the catalyst of the magic is linguistics,
yeah.
and so it's these students, and it's very much a commentary on like colonialism, British colonialism, I think specifically, and a bit of like racism within, well, everywhere, but like especially within like elite academic institutions, I think.
It would be interesting if it is the same world because she does study magic with linguistics and like the whole chalk thing with the chalk use of magic. They do mention in the book that started happening when Peter was in college. Like that was new. So now I wonder if it is kind of like
different.
you know.
Because they referenced Cambridge briefly, I think, in Babel. I think again with Babel though, it was the same thing with
Katabasis.
this one. Is she kind of laid on too thick? Like,
Yeah.
okay, I get that it's about colonialism and racism. You're like, don't make it so. I get it. It's just by existing in the story and the experience of the characters, you don't need like hammer me over the head with it. So she kind of like layered it on.
Did you just drink it?
No, I grabbed it and I was
Okay.
like, this is too light,
Like, 'cause
and then I
there's,
realized that
just the matcha
Yeah,
powder
yeah.
at the bottom.
Yeah, backwash.
no, I realized it was too light, and I was like, I am a slow ass drinker, so I know for a fact that's not mine because I don't drink that
You
fast.
know what? She must be writing. I think. Sorry, I'm back on.
No, go
Back
for
on
it.
my idea. She probably, obviously, being an Asian woman at Oxford, had some racism she may have dealt with,
Experience
and then so she wrote about that in Babel, and now she's writing about
sexism, yeah.
in this. But I think again,
I do
you
feel
can
it's a
write
little bit
about
of like a
those things
self.
without,
A little better than that.
without making it,
It is so obvious. And there was also like a whole feminist aspect too that was also like just literally like pushed into you like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what's happening and Alice is against it. And you're
But
just
you
like,
want to know something funny about it? It's like exactly like even after when something did happen to Alice and everything, I still felt like Alice still thought the women pushing for things to improve in academia for women were silly.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
even
that's her opinion
yeah,
all the way through.
in that she learned a lot of things about herself and whatever. But that thing, I was like, I don't think she actually learned anything in that regard.
No, I agree.
Wait. You're saying that. Wait, can you say that again?
Yes.
There were certain things that she wanted that you thought were silly, or she
No.
thought that.
She thought that
In
any
general,
woman,
silly.
she thought that women who were, because the 80s feminism was like in academia was like a newer thing, right? So like she thought all those women who like were talking about like equality and this and like how certain things are unfair and the boys club or whatever, she thought that they were silly, like she
They were
could
just complaining.
that they were
about
just
stuff,
complaining,
and,
right?
like, why would you do that when you can prove it? When
Yeah.
you can prove that you
Like,
are,
in
that
her-
you
in her
are not
head-
inferior.
Yeah, in
And I
her
was
head, it's like,
dude,
if
what
I'll
is
show
this?
them that I'm really smart, and then they'll look past my gender, in a way. It's kind of what her,
Except for the whole thing that she's dealing with is
Right.
that she
Yeah,
has proven it,
exactly.
yes,
and they
And she
don't
never-
care.
and I feel- exactly. And I feel like she never learned. And I feel like she never got empathy
Yeah.
towards the other woman. Like, that was not a
at
thing
all.
in her art.
She wasn't Elspeth at
Yeah.
all. She was like, oh, she just killed herself. Oh, what a weakling. And then
Yes.
we get a chapter where she's like, "Oh, I thought about killing myself,
stronger
but
than
I'm
you.
stronger
But I'm
than you."
stronger than her. Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
You're not learning the lesson here.
The book could be the book is one huge metaphor, but I just
Yes.
feel like did she
Very much, I
like
think her.
did she
Personal experiences put in there, like
Yeah.
some of it.
I think that's her style
But
of writing.
it just could have been executed better. That's
Yeah.
all. That's all. It's a really great idea. Her writing is decent. Okay, maybe that is like a British thing that was really driving me crazy. But freaking am dashes on every page.
Oh, I love M dashes. I'm an M dash. I swear to God, somebody at some point is gonna think that I'm AI because I love
I was about to
M
say,
dashes.
so aim dashes
Like,
is
yeah.
the sign of AI, and that's another thing
AI
that
coded. I
read
love M dashes.
somewhere in
I
there.
did read-
I text an M
I
dash.
did see a few.
Jesus,
There
y'all
were
are AI
quite a
over
few
here.
typos though. Or
Oh,
like,
yes,
or like
yes.
They were
added
typos,
words,
yes.
or words, or like clearly she
Where
meant
the
to say-
characters are
she did the sentence
one-dimensional
one way
characters.
differently, and then didn't delete a word.
I agree.
Oh yes,
There
yes.
is a
I
couple
saw.
like
I
that.
saw at least like one that I took a picture of because I was like, I think she needs an editor that will actually tell her,
But also, like,
like,
imagine reading
like
through
give
it,
her, you
and
know.
you're just like,
Imagine
this is
being her
fine. I
editor.
don't understand. This is fine. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go with it.
Well, that's also a copy. Part of what copy editor is supposed
Yeah,
to
but
do.
it's
Yeah.
shit these days. Have you seen like all the self pubs? Like,
Oh gosh.
they're so bad. Like, they don't even care.
The characters
Can I
are.
play
I
this?
don't. So somebody saying where the main characters are one dimensional, and I don't believe
Yeah.
they were one dimensional, but they like. It was like there was a lot of different ways that
They were
the author was
caricatures.
trying to tell us that she wasn't one dimensional, but also
I don't think
It
there
was-
was enough depth to her because,
Right,
like, again, like we said earlier, she didn't have a motivation that was like justified in a way that, like, if her family was suffering or
Yeah.
something like that, like she was like, I have to be the best.
Right.
Either.
Or I have to be the best because that's the only way that I'm gonna be able to get this certain job where I can help blah blah blah
Yes.
in this world
So,
that's dominated by
yeah,
men.
or like if
That
her
was the
parent, or
way
if
that
her
they
parents were like,
were-
"You can never do it. You're not smart
We don't know
enough." Even
anything about
that,
her
like, would have
parents.
been like,
We
yeah,
don't know anything about her.
yeah.
Like,
Other than they
upbringing,
would
motivation.
they would mourn her. That's the only thing we know.
But it's like,
That's it. She hikes. She does hike.
all right, I've got this for y'all.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know if
she's
you can
gonna
hear it,
she's
but-
gonna show us.
Alice had only met her once, earlier that week when she dropped off a stack of graded exams for the undergrad quiz.
That's
Her name was
Charlotte's
Charlotte.
scene.
She came from Kensington, and she had the sort of quick, manicured personality that made you feel bad for taking up her time.
See, like
She had
that's
shiny,
shiny.
butter-coloured hair.
Line.
Yeah.
She had the legs of a former dancer. Oh, Charlotte laughed. You stop that! Professor Grimes, which was the least professorial thing Alice had ever heard him say. You bad! Charlotte began, then giggled as Professor Grimes buried his face into her neck. You big bad wolf!
So that big back.
Alice could not believe
Woo.
she was allowed to be.
I'm assuming it's
In fact, Professor Grimes knew she'd be here. He was the one who asked her to stay late in the first place. Likely he'd forgotten.
I think you guys get
She's
it.
doing anything wrong.
Did we get enough moaning, or should we?
Did we hear Grimes?
No, we haven't heard
A
Grimes.
reasonable person, the office looked like it was abandoned. Still, she should have made her presence known. Since she hadn't when they first entered the building, she couldn't now without startling them. She couldn't get to the door without being seen. She didn't want to crouch below her desk and hide, like some fool. To Alice's panicked brain, the only option available seemed to be to stand in place, watching heart pounding and slack jaw as Professor Grimes twirled Charlotte around the lab. Thankfully, Professor Grimes was headed to his office. If only they would get in there and close the door, then she could make her escape unnoticed. They didn't make it. They began kissing against the chalkboard. Charlotte gasped. Professor Grimes lifted her up by the legs,
Are you
rammed
talking
her
to
back against the wall, did something with his hands that made Charlotte's voice go up several octaves, singing a moan running up and down the scales.
Maybe the next chapter. Let me do the one with.
We agree it could have been 150 pages less. A good editor would say you have 10 pages describing trees. I think 1 page would suffice.
The trees, yeah.
One person should tell that to George R. R. Martin.
I was Well, yes. I was thinking, just listening to that
There we
bit,
go.
I'm like,
Oh,
you're describing this character or this situation about 2 sentences too long.
Very focused on that
You get
acquaintance.
it.
Riffled through Professor Grind's desk in an attempt to find his lecture handouts. At that moment, it seemed the most important thing in the world that she find those handouts. They were just
no,
here.
this is where the
She
scene
kept saying,
happens.
I had them printed yesterday. They were just here.
Is that her American?
Said Professor
Yeah,
Grind.
she's a British lady.
It should have been an American
The
that
girl's
does this.
American.
Crossed the room and took her face in his hands.
So well.
It could have been a romantic gesture. But all Alice registered then was how trapped she
Yeah,
felt.
Alice is
Cheeks
Alex is
squished in
American.
the man's iron grip.
but it's about
Up close, his face was so large, unbearably large, as if inflated on a television screen. The features she'd pined for all those nights, those thick dark brows, that sharp-edged nose, inches away they suddenly seemed grotesque. Too human, too wanting. All the qualities she admired, genius, brilliance, a sharp, cruel intellect, inscribed after all in a crude and mortal body. His breath was sharp,
Yeah, like
sour.
maybe 40.
She suppressed a gag. How quickly the buzz vanished. Her laughter died in her throat. I know. He mistook her trembling for delight. I've seen it in your eyes, Alice. I feel it too.
she can't.
No,
What's
she choked.
I think he's
It's all
American.
right.
He
His
is
hand
talks
caressed
about
the
it.
back of her head.
I think she
His
can't.
eyes surveyed
She
hers.
can't lower
And
her
his
voice.
lips
That's
fitted
No,
in
she
a smile.
can't.
She can't go down
It's
here.
so funny.
She is smiling that smile. The warmth of his charisma. Now it horrified her. All manufactured
Well,
charm.
She was really annoying me with the gasps and like.
I'm glad I didn't listen to
It
this
all,
audio.
it all sounded like a
Two people listen to this audio.
Spanish drama.
The telenovelas.
Too long. Yeah, like lovers, whatever, but it's like taking too long to get to the point.
She does.
Miguel.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
she
literally like gasping, like, oh, I thought I did it. It's just like, oh my god.
I do feel like, yeah, she could, every description of everything, she could have cut in half.
Yes, 100%.
Well, we didn't need most of the theories. Truly and honestly, the theory of how they each view held, I like that one because again, it shows it shows how their brain works. Cool. Like I like that. Most other, if most if not all of the other theories that we spend pages
Could
upon
have been
pages
like
reading,
referenced.
they should have just been references like how, you didn't consider so and so. Oh what? But you
Well,
didn't.
that's also-
I didn't need to know what
That's
they were
also
about.
good world building when the characters talk and interact as if like, oh, everyone knows.
Yeah,
what this
everyone
is.
knows
We
what
don't
this
have
is.
to explain it.
Yeah.
Because,
It's showing that.
yeah, and you kind of
And if you
just
really-
accept like, oh, okay, well that's must be a
Yeah.
thing, and I don't even know about it, or
And
or
even better
I
if
should
like
know
it'll
about
come
it.
back.
yeah, and even better for the people who like maybe it just so happens that they do know about it. A cool little thing for them. Like, oh, I do actually know that theory, and that's it, and you move on. You know, but I don't need you to describe to me like what the
Well,
theory is.
especially when they're both supposed to have studied it.
Chapter.
It's just
There's
like
also
explain
would
it
be
back
like-
to each other.
The
You
the
know,
where they're
the nods.
it's
You know,
Yeah.
Hades and Persephone,
There's
and
also
he married her, and he brought her down to hell. and
voice,
yes,
that's
I
insane.
You could literally just say, you know, well, what about Persephone?
I was
theory?
almost
Oh,
there.
yeah, that's a good point. I thought about that.
Right.
We only need a third of the theories they rambled on about and a third of the flashbacks.
Chapter?
I feel like the flashbacks wouldn't have been so terrible if they had come sooner, honestly.
Well, also,
Fact.
Oh, see, I'm almost there. That's so funny. I'm right afterward. I am like, literally, somebody give me a lottery ticket.
The dramatic
That's so
effect
funny.
of dropping
It must-
us like
it
right
must have
before
been-
they go to hell. But
right.
I'm also like, maybe if we had given a little more in the front end, like we wouldn't have to do all these
You know what
crazy
would-
flashbacks.
You know what?
Like,
I think it would have been interesting if the very first prologue was him blowing himself up
I was
and
just
her
thinking
seeing
that.
it, and then the next chapter is her
That would
about
be
going to
28.
hell.
28.
Yeah.
That would have been so cool. And
What is it? I'm sorry, I
Chapter
missed it.
28.
I was saying, I think what could have been interesting was the prologue. The very first thing we see is the scene where he's blown himself up, and she's witnessed it, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!"
Covered in
Oh,
it.
yeah,
She's covered in it, and she's like, "I gotta clean this up. I don't want anyone to know. It's my fault. Is it my fault? I don't know. Did I close the circle? Did I not? And then
motivation.
Yeah.
right, emotional and all that, right? And then the next chapter could have been where we started off, but maybe because instead they did that as a flashback.
Yeah.
They didn't even do it as a. They kind of did it.
They do it eventually.
Kind of, but it's not like a full flashback. They just describe how
Right.
grotesque it was when he
Yeah,
blew up,
she's-
but not
she's
like,
like-
you know.
She's like remembering how she had like nightmares every night about it.
Yeah.
Before the tree, there's the
that.
bushes shrinking,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's ridiculous.
No, with sick fascination. What would happen if she grasped a branch and simply crack? The branch snapped in her hand. The bush shrank back, all its whispers crying out at once. They were not loud cries, but so dearly pathetic. Why would you do that? They cried.
Straight up got goosebumps when I heard
That sounds like a possessed
But
doll.
Eyes glanced at her palm.
Another voice that she
The branch was a branch
You
no
go a
longer,
little further.
but she moaned.
The nod.
All of you? Not so loud. And it's
It was
just
giving me the labyrinth
It was the
vibes.
knock
Like
at
the
her
old
knees.
movie.
an ugly, lumpy
That's
growth in the
so funny.
side of a black
That's so funny.
Golem, but like old Golem.
That's hilarious.
It's like the guy. Oh, have you seen Princess Bride?
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
It's like when he's like.
Oh,
And I was listening to it in my headphones, and it was just like, this is weird. Why are you doing like
Golem.
yeah,
Yeah.
really strange.
Okay, do we have any parting words to say about this particular book?
Party words?
Party. No, parting word.
I'm not sure if I will.
Continue on.
Oh yeah, actually, okay. So the two people who did not finish, do you think you would want to, or are you like good
Part of
about
me
it?
is curious, but then part of me is like, well, I wasn't real motivated. Like I could have. I meant to pick it up this morning and try and get farther along, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm just at that point where I'm like, I don't
Try the audiobook. It's so much easier.
You know, if you do the audiobook, you could just like passively play it when you
Yeah.
commute. That is, if you wanted to finish. If not,
Yeah.
then
But I
won't
also-
read her books again. 2.5 stars,
But
Alicia.
I also.
2.5%.
Yeah.
I agree. So I was
I'm right
gonna
around
give her 3, but my husband was like, "You are sighing and rolling your eyes the most I've ever seen, and
So
you're
you
saying
cannot
that you
go
only
back.
taken 2 stars off of it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, yeah, it was still good writing. I didn't like it, but." And then I was like thinking about it all day, and I was like, "You know what? That ending was so weak, so it's a 2."
Yeah. No, for me, I gave her. I was like a 3 point something. So in Goodreads it says 4, but it's actually a 3 point something. It's just Goodreads doesn't do 0.5 things or point. You know, it's kind of stupid.
I always round down.
I'm
Unless
I
I'll
rounded up because the writing was good.
Yeah, the writing.
But-
I'll run it down or up depending on.
Depending, like if I round up or down exactly depending on what it is. I rounded up because the writing was good writing. But yeah, but it's
I
not.
think I'm right around a 3. We'll see
Yeah.
how it ends, how I,
Yeah.
I've already read a synopsis, so I don't think it's going to get a 3, but
I kind of see how other people might like have it as a 5-star read, and they might be like, "Oh my god, this is the best thing ever."
Pure
I can
Niece
see
is
that.
another one. Pure Niece is another one.
Oh, Pure Niece, yeah.
That's like
wait, I think
At
somebody-
intellectual-
That one is really good.
Is it
intellectual and
I
then
love
shove
that
it.
one.
Like Pure Niece is yeah. That's another one that's like smart and intelligent and well written, but isn't like
It's very like
pretentious.
I don't know. It's kind of like I felt like I was being
What?
stressed out by it in a way, like in a
Yeah.
good way. I was like, ooh, like
It's very
Like a good stress.
yeah.
Well, it's well, it is almost dreamlike in a way because it's like untethered from reality, but like for a reason. Like it's a good like you know what I mean.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. But I think that's part of why it
It
feels
is hard.
stressful,
It is
'cause you're
hard to even summarize
Yeah.
what that one is
yeah.
about.
Are you gonna finish it or are you done with it? You look done. At least you know what? At least you have a very pretty book in your shelf.
Right?
It's
That's
gorgeous.
a cool book.
May I show it off to the people?
Yeah. You can even take the.
This is the Fairy Loot edition of the book. Oh yeah, hold on. This
The
is
kitties on it.
yeah.
I mean,
It's cute. It's beautiful.
It's also really pretty without the.
Yeah.
Oh, without it. Oh, but you don't have a bookmark.
No, stick it here. don't.
She does.
She
No,
doesn't.
no. She wants you to take. She wants you to lose her spot.
Yeah.
Fair.
Oh, it has a really good texture to it. I love books with good texture. Like, I don't want to
I
like.
think the best part of the book is the cover.
Yeah.
And the way, like how, I don't know about this one, but this one, the normal one's like really dense.
Oh, is that
like the
primer?
paper
Yeah.
is thick.
Primer.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were really white. I was
Yeah.
like, that's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
they were really. Too bad the insides are bad. Thank you.
It's not. I mean,
It's not bad. Like
it's
I
not.
wouldn't call
I've
it
read
bad.
worse,
I
far
agree.
worse stuff
I
recently.
agree.
I just feel like the quality
Katabasis.
of books is going down lately.
I
It's hard to
agree.
find good
I'm telling you, none of you have read it, and I'm annoyed. Arcana Academy by
I want to borrow it.
Alice
It's only
Kova.
gonna be tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Give it to me tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Give it to me to borrow.
Oh, I was like tomorrow.
Tomorrow if you want. If you want to meet up.
By the way, for next book, I haven't announced it because I keep
Oh,
forgetting.
to
But the
do
next,
vote.
oh well, unless you want to vote now.
It already happened.
Well, I haven't announced it, but you can vote. Although I think that regardless of what you vote, I think
Ouch.
no, it's just like one of the books
Hold
has
on,
just like
that's the one that the daughter.
yes.
Okay. I was gonna.
But you can vote.
I was
Vote.
gonna vote for it.
Do it now.
So.
Which one? Was it the first one on that list?
Yes. So Daughter of No
So-
Worlds by Carissa
What is that?
Broadbent.
I've never even heard of that, so I did not vote.
I really want to do the familiar at one
I-
point.
I don't know if you guys have noticed that the familiar has
multiple
been in,
times, yes.
has been in there. It has been in there 5 different times. I'm kidding, not 5, but like the familiar, the Bewitched have both, or the Bewitching have both been in there.
Yeah.
Like
Bewitching
4
magical
different
realism,
times.
right?
Magical realism. That's what Silvia Moreno Garcia writes.
Yeah.
Writes magical realism.
The Bewitching, that's
What am I doing? I'm looking
That's Sylvia.
Sylvia Moreno Garcia,
Yeah,
who
that's
wrote
the one.
Mexican Gothic. Yeah.
I'll
So
read that one.
I mean, Daughter of No Worlds won.
Yeah.
So that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. But I was thinking for December, I was gonna put all the books that I really liked that never won, and I was gonna put them
Well, I like
again.
that.
So
If we do pick up volume 1 with like daughter and stuff, do we continue to read the series, or do everyone just reads on their own?
well, so the Daughter of No Worlds is technically a re-release.
Yeah, right. But
Yeah.
it's a duology.
It's a duology, so I do think we would read it, but I don't think it would. I don't know if we would make it our book club. But what we could do is that when it comes out, like we can make an announcement, like, "Hey guys, if you read the November book club, it's now come out. We should all read it." But that won't be the official one. But it would be like,
Yeah,
let's all
that'd
read
be
it this
nice.
month, like this month or whatever. And we can even have like a bonus meet for
'Cause
like.
we also have the alchemy that's coming out in the second book, Alchemy of the one that we
Oh,
just read.
Yeah, wait.
wait, which one?
For the previous ones.
Forbidden Alchemy.
Oh, the Forbidden Alchemy. Yeah,
So
so
we
we
have-
will just keep like an announcement of like books that have like series that we need to continue, and then we can have like special meetings for those. Like they won't be like the official ones, but they will be like,
That's fun.
you know,
fair.
I like that.
Because I
Yeah.
know I wish I needed it.
you're such a cheater. Put in a bunch of books you already read. No, I haven't read any of them. These are all books that haven't won, and I've wanted them to win, and you guys keep not picking them, and so I keep putting them back in and
Yeah, I
be
just
like.
assume the only ones you put in this list are ones you
It is. It's true. But there's some that I'm like wanting to read
but
first,
never win.
and they just don't win. And I'm like, I'm about to become a dictator
That's
real
fine.
quick. 'Cause this is,
I mean, you're very judicious.
I'm like authoritarian.
Well, no, well, where you're like, you have a choice because most book
Yeah.
clubs are like, this is the book we're reading.
It's true. I just,
And you have to buy our special edition.
I know.
Facts.
I just feel like especially because we had so many new people and I didn't know everyone's reading style quite yet. I was just like, let me be nice, but also, like I said, it's all books that I want to read. Because come on. But yeah.
Organizing everything.
Thank you. Okay, so Daughter of No Worlds is next. And if I don't read The Bewitching or The Familiar this month, then they will go back to the list.
Okay.
If I do decide to read them, I will put it in there so that if anybody wants to read it with me, we can
Oh, yeah, perfect.
we can just read it as well.
Wait, so when do you think we want to Because I know next month is.
Next month is weird. So next month I will put
November. Are you talking about November?
It is
December.
December.
now, so December.
Yes. So the December me, I feel like we'll probably have to have. I can put it in like a week or so. I can put in the poll, or I could put it like sooner.
So the next time we meet
Will be
in
December.
Okay.
Yeah. But it will obviously be early December because everyone will
Yeah.
be like,
This is the November book.
this is October. We're discussing November, and then Daughter of No Worlds is November, in which we'll discuss in December. So you guys have like at least a month to read. Yeah. So at the very least, there's like a month, to read in between. Okay. Awesome.
I think that's what happened.
Like a book, you can always do 2 books a month for some months. That's true. Like a border's pick and your pick. That's
I
true.
started kinda early, and then I was like, this is really slow.
Yeah.
And then I was like, ooh, I have less than a week.
I know. I read literally. I feel like I started this book according to my fables on October 11th, and I feel like I read 400 of those pages like in the last week because I was like, "Fuck, I need to
I
finish
think it
this."
started around the same time, and like I
Yeah.
got to 250, and that's when I stalled, and I was like, I can't. And I was like,
That
I'm
was the
going.
point.
And then
That
it was
was the
the
point.
week, and it was a week left, and I was like, well, I guess it's an audiobook time. And
Yeah.
I listened to it everywhere, trying to like get past it.
Yeah.
This morning, I had to like go through an acupuncture appointment, and I like drove, listened to it. I came back, listened to it, and like my husband was like, "Dude, like just stop already." He's like, "Give it up." Yeah, I was like, "No, I have an hour left."
I'm at the point where
If you don't,
I'm like I'm so old. No, but there's so many books that I want to read that if I can't get into a book, I'm like, I don't want to force myself to.
Yeah.
I used to when I was young. I was like, I have to finish it.
same when I was younger.
Synopsis of what to expect.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Right.
I will
So-
say I read 2 great books for other book clubs that I'm a part of this month.
what you read?
Wait, what did you read?
I already told you. Phantasma was one of them.
What's the other
And the other one was One Dark Window by.
Oh, you read it?
I
You
read
read
Oh,
it.
you finally
Did you love
read it?
Finally.
Did you love it?
I love it. Also, if they ever do a fucking movie about it, I'm auditioning for that shit so quickly.
For what?
One Dark Window is one of the
So,
best
really
books
good.
I've
The
ever
next
read.
one is gonna have Elm, like the whole.
Yeah,
book's
so
gonna be about Elm.
I was literally I finished one.
Releasing a third?
No,
Oh, no,
that's
the
like the
duology.
duology.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I was gonna read One Dark.
Elspeth was kind of like in the background, chilling.
I was gonna I finished One Dark Window because
That
we
makes
were
me scared for how this is.
we were
That's really
discussing.
good. It does really well.
Okay.
We were no, it's fine. We were discussing it like mid like a
I
week
told
ago.
you to read that.
I know, and it was mid TBR for
I read a
ages.
lot though.
And I was like, I wanted to start the second one right away. I was like, oh my god, this is probably one of the best books I've ever read. I'm gonna start the second one, and then I remembered this little thing, and I was like, I can't. If I start another one, I
Damn.
just
Which
know
means
that I won't.
that
like-
reading the second one would be so much easier.
I'm gonna start it
After
today.
doing
Is
that.
the plan.
I did like the second one. A lot of people do.
I would have did after this
I
book if it
love
wasn't.
it.
I like the second
I love the
one.
fact that the background characters got their own book, you know, like, 'cause, like, that never happens in duologies. And like, I don't know, Elm's character development, I love it. And like,
Don't
the
tell me
ending,
anything.
I cried so much at the end.
Don't tell me.
I need to read. I now want to read it again.
You
because I
should-
feel like I've just been reading duds.
I'm about to start the second one again. The second one, I feel like today if I can, because I was so obsessed
Well, I told you
with it.
because the night
That I is
Moms
the
or
same
whatever,
author. Yeah.
I was reading it and I was like,
Yeah, I still have it. On
it was really good.
It was
Not
really
as
good.
as One Dark Window, but Night and
One
whatever.
Dark Window is better.
One Dark Window is much better.
Yeah.
But I remember reading it and I was like, this writing is really good. And then I looked and was like, oh well, that's why. It's
I will say that that One Dark Window is the second book that I've read. I don't know if that's the
I
only
don't know
book
that
she has out,
other.
but
No,
that
that's her debut.
that is a
Dark
winner.
Window,
Like
which is
literally,
fantastic. The
she
way it's
is-
written.
Very clever.
yeah, she is now
Yeah.
like one of those authors that whatever she writes, I buy.
Same.
Like
Like Rebecca
Like,
Ross.
Rebecca Ross.
Rebecca
Stephanie
Ross, yeah.
Garber is one of my favorites. Too.
I like, well, I've been a little disappointed in her recent books, but
I
Garber?
haven't read the
Not-
Alchemy of
not
not the Alchemy of
Stephanie
Secrets.
Garber. No.
Secrets of Alchemy.
no, the Schwab.
oh,
B.
I
Schwab
never
is not-
read.
to me,
Oh,
very
Barry
good.
Schwab is.
But I didn't love adding the room. I struggled to get through it 2 times.
Addie LaRue.
The Invisible.
I DNF'd it, and I
DNF'd
never DNF'd books.
I
It
DNF'd
was
it.
so boring.
I struggled. And then I put it away for like 2 years and tried again like a couple months ago, and I DNF'd it again. I was like, I can't do it.
Beautiful writing, but
Yes.
just nothing's happening.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't.
And because I love her Shades of Magic series.
Ooh, that
Love
one was really good. That was
that
really
series. And then there's I can't remember the other books.
Did you read the
But
one week, the arc we got?
Well, I tried to read that one too, and I also was struggling. So that's why I'm saying she used to be one that I'd be like, I don't even should read, right? So I want to read, but the last few, I'm like,
Carissa, did you ever read Carissa Broadway? Did you ever read what is it? What is the Carissa Broadway? The Knight and the Serpent and the what's the first one?
Serpent and the Dove.
No,
I
Serpent.
know what you're
That's
That's
I
the other
did
one.
the one with the
Serpent and the Dove is a different.
yeah. Serpent and the Dove is Shelby Mahurin. The
The Night of Wings and
Serpent and the Wing of Night.
the Wing of Night.
The Wing of Night. So that's Carissa Broadway. We're reading the book that got her popular, which used to be an indie. So Daughter of No Worlds is her re-release of that
yeah, it
book.
came out in 2020.
Yeah, so this is re-release of that book because she published it first as an indie and she's re-releasing. Yeah, the Serpent and the Night, the Wings of Night is the original one.
Yeah. Because I remember I read.
I'm having a hard time.
Retaining.
Like that.
Oh, I did. Okay. So
Like-
that's
like
a series.
Mhm.
Yeah, then Katabasis.
So Super Handling of the Night, I really enjoyed the first one, and then the second one, I was like,
You didn't enjoy it.
I could not get into it. 'Cause that's the one where she's
In the competition type thing, it's
she's
like a
in
vampire.
competition,
Yeah.
and then her dad is like the
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed the first one, and then the second one, I was like, oh my gosh, Serpent and the Wings of Night.
Oh, you didn't like the second?
No, I
It
didn't.
was slow as hell. I was just waiting for it
And
to
it was
like.
just like, and I think because all the tension was too, and it was like too much of that. Not that it was too like lovey-dovey, but I was just like, there's no, I don't know, there's like no fire, and everything was a little too convenient, and I was
I
just like,
liked it, but I agree with you. It was very cookie cutter in a way. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like you kind of knew what was gonna happen in a way.
I wish
The
the
first one
tension
was
would have
like,
stayed
ooh.
longer.
Ooh, things are happening. You're like,
but like you can even have them get together, and they're still like, they still have like. I'm not saying that there's tension between them, but
Yeah.
it's like they suddenly were like, oh, we're not, like, their personalities just got bland,
Mhm.
I feel like. And I was like, well, the personality doesn't change just because you're in love. Like,
I mean,
what? What? Hopefully. Maybe I'm speaking too broadly. But anyway, I can get into that. But I like the first one. So I'm eager to read
I'm gonna
this one, I guess.
read to you what the description is for the next book that we are
Are you
reading.
still?
I was about to get out as soon as I finish this description.
Everyone saw my nose.
Daughter. Let me just remind you guys that you all voted.
I just voted for 2, so
I know I'm saying
it counts.
if
It counts.
I did vote.
if you're like, oh, I don't
I
want
did
to
not
read, you
vote for
voted.
this one.
Which one did you?
Yeah, which one?
I voted for the Familiar and Sorcerer Comes to Call because I've been wanting to read that
Yeah,
one.
me
for a
too.
while. She's another author that like I like her writing, but she's usually like a 3 for me because I think her writing's beautiful, but her stories are kind of boring.
Got it. Okay, so the next book we're going to read is Daughter of No Worlds. It's about, by Carissa Broadbent, I can pronounce things. It's about a former slave fighting for justice, a reclusive warrior who no longer believes it exists, and a dark magic that will entangle their fates. Ripped from a forgotten homeland as a child, a name that I cannot pronounce. Listen, Tisana. We're gonna go for okay.
When we were at the meeting.
Tisana learned how to survive with nothing but a sharp wit and a touch of magic. But the night she tries to buy her freedom, she barely escapes with her life. Desperate to save the best friend she left behind, Tisana journeys to the Orders, the most powerful organization of magic wielders in the world. But to join their ranks, she must complete an apprenticeship with Maxantarios Parlione.
Max.
Okay, Max.
She was saying.
And a handsome and reclusive fire wielder who despises the Orders. The Order's intentions are cryptic, and Tisana must prove herself under the threat of looming war. But even more dangerous are her growing feelings for Max. The bloody past. The bloody past he wants to forget may be the key to her future, or the downfall of them both. But Tisana will stop at nothing to save those she
You better
abandoned.
start reading
Even
like
if
that
it-
lady from the audiobook.
Even if it means Gambling in the Order's deadly game, even if it means sacrificing her heart, even if it means wielding death itself.
Wow.
Alright.
I'm definitely gonna read that as Tisana because it's 2
I
8.
know,
Tisana.
Tisana.
As long as there are no maths theorems, this is gonna be my
I know.
at least
Great change of
4.
pace.
At least 4.
We need to see your mates. My mates are being private, so we're not gonna show them
saw
they
my,
don't
you
want
saw
to
my
be.
nose, my forehead.
All right, so that was it for me. So if, unless there's any parting words, I'm gonna shut this down, and then we can continue, or everyone can do whatever they want.
Bye.
Bye. We're actually here. Yes.
Oh, people do. If anybody wants to say hi, you can. Okay, so I am gonna go. That was the discussion for Katabasis by R.F.
We were harsh.
And that was a very interesting. Yeah. Bye.
I'm actually glad you guys were like on
Me
it.
too, because I was
You're nice to
really
meet you,
worried.
Nico, Fred.
I was really worried because like
That's
so many
true.
people.
I'm glad
had,
you read
like,
it, by the way.
really nice
That's awesome that you
reviews,
read
and
it
I
too.
was like, am I weird? Like, I don't like it.
That's why I felt reading Babel. I was like,
I actually don't know how to
put
get
it
out of
off
this.
because I was like, it's so hyped right now.
I had it on my
How do I end
Book of
stream?
the
Oh,
Month
there.
subscription, and it was like Raven reviews, and I was like, oh, this sounds really fun, like a really